I don't have any pain. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, you hear that all the time, or I'm good. You just brush it off, right? Especially as men, we just brush it off, right? You're good. Well, over the years, I've created a very good definition for what pain actually is. After 26 surgeries, 11 just on this hand, pain is pushing against intense negativity. Whenever you are pushing against intense negativity, if you don't feel it fully, if you don't integrate it, if you don't learn that lesson, chances are you're gonna just push it down. You're gonna push it down into your body. You're gonna push it down until you are fine. But are you really fine? Are you fine? Are you good? Seriously, ask yourself that question. Because if there's a slight hesitation between I'm good, chances are you're not. If you can't honestly answer that, yeah, I might have a little bit of physical pain. Yeah, I might have a little psychological pain. Yeah, I might have a little emotional pain. Another way to look at it, is it your mind? Is it your body? Or is it your heart and soul that hurts? Right? What really hurts? And if you don't confront it, if you don't face it, if you don't learn the lesson that this pain is here to teach you, chances are you're going to repeat that mistake and you are not going to learn the lesson if you just keep repeating the same mistake over and over and over. Well, how do you deal with pain, Russ? There's three ways, and I'm going to teach you the best way to handle any type of pain in this three-step process. First, you got to recognize that you are in pain. You got to recognize that something hurts. You got to recognize that something isn't right. Something isn't not working. Because if it was, you would be pain-free. You'd be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without consequences and without pain. But if something hurts, chances are something's off. If you were hurt in the past and you didn't deal with it, chances are you have some pain. If you hurt yourself physically and you didn't deal with it psychologically and emotionally, chances are it might affect you in the future. If you got hurt emotionally, right? Maybe you went through a terrible breakup. Maybe you lost someone close to you. And now you have emotional pain. Well, guess what? That emotional pain can also manifest into mental and physical pain. You see, humans are whole creatures. You are a complete person. So if you have one part of you that's not working, chances are what's going to happen is another part of you is going to try to compensate. And the reason I say try to compensate is because it's impossible to compensate for something you haven't dealt with. Doesn't work. That's why people keep going through the same relationship over and over, even if it's with different people. That's why you can keep trying to do something different, but you're getting the same results, or maybe it's even worse. It feels like you're going backwards. Well, there's a simple way to stop this, but it's not easy. The first step, as I just went over, is to recognize that you do have pain, that something is incomplete. Maybe you were hurt and tortured in the past, like I was. Maybe it came from your own family, like it happened with me. Maybe you had real traumatic experiences. Maybe you blew your fingers off. Maybe you were in a bad car accident. Maybe something else terrible happened. Well, step two is to feel that pain fully. In order for you to truly let go, to make sure that it is no longer affecting you, you have to feel the pain fully. No matter how painful or uncomfortable it might be, no matter how big the scars are, until you feel that pain fully, you're gonna keep repeating the same mistakes over and over, over and over. And when you are actually feeling the pain fully, now you're able to move to step 3. You integrate that pain to the point where the pain becomes love. Now, this is where it's gonna get a little woo-woo, but that's the truth. Because any type of pain is here to bring us closer to the source, to bring us closer to God, to bring us closer to Allah. Whatever you believe in, even if you are a atheist, you still believe that there's scientific processes that will allow you to let go and integrate. And that's what we're talking about. Until that pain no longer affects you and all you feel is love. You feel love for that person that abused you. You feel love for that crazy accident or that insane driver. You feel love because what it did is get you to this point, is get you to this present moment, the now. In the now, the only thing that exists is now. And if you go deeper into the now, you realize that the only thing exists is peace and love. That's the truth. That is the 3-step, very simple yet challenging process. And it can take years to master this process. Or if you're very good at it, you can go much, much faster. But it can take a while. That is why therapy can take so long. That is why self-treatment can take so long. That's why getting rid of PTSD like I had takes so long. Because at first, you're just realizing how much pain you are actually in. Because chances are, if you're like me, well, you've been ignoring it or you've been subduing it. You've been using substances to treat yourself, right? It could be alcohol, it could be weed, it could be other illicit substances, but whatever it is, it's just a mask. The only thing you're doing is prolonging the pain. Take it from me. I've been smoking for 18 years of my life. And then at some point I said, you know, it's time to feel the pain fully. It's time to integrate everything to the point that the only thing that I will feel is peace and love. It's very hard. I'm still going through it. Chances are I'll be going through it for the rest of my life because, well, I've been hurt most of my life. And the process itself, even though there's simple steps, doing the work, doing that hard work is actually hard. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, it's easy, it's simple, you can get it done very quickly. Maybe you can. Maybe you are that good. But chances are it's going to take intense practice and repetition to get to the point where the past no longer affects you. You can truly let it go. You let go of the past, you forget the future, and you stay in the now. You stay in the present moment, and you feel the connection to the planet. You feel the connection to the source, and you integrate everything that you are, knowing that you are whole, you are complete, no matter how bad things got. You will conquer this, and you already did, because in this moment, you have already won. This is Nikita. Until we meet, stay peaceful, my friends. Let's go.